thought I locked every door. But something was already inside. After triple checking every lock, Erin finally collapsed on the couch. The wind outside howled, rattling the windows of her small apartment. She grabbed her phone to scroll away the anxiety, but a strange notification popped up. Living room camera detected movement. She frowned. She didn't have a living room camera. Just as she stood up, the sound came again. Floorboards, inside. She turned slowly toward the hallway. A shadow moved across the wall, like someone had just stepped out of sight. Whispers started, low and garbled, like static trying to speak. Erin backed into the kitchen, grabbing the biggest knife she could find. Then, her phone buzzed again. A text from her own number. "You locked the doors. Good. I'm already in." The lights flickered. A breath touched her ear. Then a voice whispered, "Told you." It was almost midnight when Anna heard the knocking. 3 slow, deliberate knocks on the front door. She froze, her phone in hand, and glanced at the clock. 11:58 p.m. Her parents were out of town, and she wasn't expecting anyone. She tiptoed to the peephole. Nothing. No one was there. Then, the knocking came again, this time from the back door. Her heart raced. Grabbing a kitchen knife, she crept to the back, flipped on the porch light, and peeked through the curtains. Still, no one. Then her phone buzzed. "Unknown number. Don't open the door." Before she could reply, loud banging came from every entrance, front, back, even the garage. A deep voice echoed through the house. "Anna, let me in. It's cold out here." She backed away, whispering, "Who are you?" The voice laughed. "You already know." Then everything stopped. The house went dead silent. She checked her phone again. One last message. "Unknown number. Whatever you do, don't open the door. I couldn't stop myself last time." Suddenly there was a soft knock behind her, from inside the house. She turned slowly. The front door was still locked. So was the back. But the attic hatch was open, and there were muddy footprints leading down the hallway. On the edge of town, hidden behind overgrown trees, stands the abandoned Waverly Hospital. Locals say if you walk past it after dark, you'll hear tapping on the broken windows, even though no one's inside. Some claim to see a pale figure standing in the main doorway, watching every car that passes. Legend has it, years ago, a fire broke out, but not everyone made it out. Now, at night, the halls are never empty. If you stop, if you look too long, you might see a hand pressed against the glass, begging you to come closer. Late one night, Lucas woke up in his dark bedroom. The silence felt too deep, too heavy. Then he heard a faint tapping. He sat up slowly, scanning the room. Nothing moved. The shadows clung to the corners like they always did. The tapping came again. This time, it sounded like it was coming from under the bed. He leaned over the edge, hesitant, his hand gripping the blanket tightly. "Hello?" he whispered. A quiet voice answered, "I see you." Lucas froze. His breath caught in his throat. He jerked upright, eyes wide, staring into the darkness. A soft glow lit up the room. His phone screen, a message had appeared. "Thanks for checking, I'm out now." Lucas slowly turned his head toward the closet. The door was open. Something stood inside, watching. Liam hated stormy nights. Tonight, the wind howled so loud it rattled the windows. He double-checked the locks, pulled the curtains shut, then knock, knock, knock. Slow, deliberate knocks on the window pane. He froze. His apartment was on the 3rd floor. Another knock. He stepped closer, heart hammering. The curtain moved slightly. like fingers dragging across it from the outside. He backed away when the window suddenly creaked open by itself. No one was there, just the freezing wind and muddy handprints on the floor leading into his hallway. Ben had always been afraid of the dark. Even as an adult, the quiet stillness of the night made him uneasy. One evening, as the power went out in his apartment, he grabbed a flashlight and wandered through the dark rooms. The flashlight flickered, then shone a steady beam. He was used to the usual creaks of the house, but tonight it felt different. Something felt wrong. As he passed the hallway mirror, he stopped. A shadow moved behind him. He turned quickly, but the hallway was empty. He continued to the kitchen, the beam of his flashlight illuminating the dark corners. But then he heard it. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, and just behind him. Ben spun around. His heart started racing, but there was nothing. Suddenly, the light flickered again and went out, plunging him into complete darkness. Panic rising, he shook the flashlight. It turned on again, just barely. In the weak light, he saw it, a figure standing at the end of the hall. But as his beam moved closer, the figure didn't move. Instead, it stepped forward, out of the shadows, closer to the light. The last thing Ben saw before the light went out again was the empty, hollow eyes of a man who wasn't there. Mark thought the old house was perfect, but strange noises began beneath the floor. At first, it was subtle, scraping sounds at night, but soon it grew louder, deliberate. One evening, Mark couldn't ignore it any longer. He knelt by the floorboards, pressing his ear to the ground. The noise stopped. Silence, then footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from below. His heart raced as he uncovered a trapdoor. Inside was an old crate, no animals, just dust. But a note inside read, "I'm not beneath the floor, I'm already inside." Suddenly, the footsteps resumed, closer now, not from below. I got a call from my sister, but she's been dead for 2 years. The phone call ended abruptly, leaving me staring at the screen, confused. I dismissed it as some glitch, but when I checked my messages, there was a voicemail. I listened. "Help me," she whispered, her voice strained and desperate. My heart raced as the voicemail ended with a static hiss. That was impossible. She'd been gone for so long. I tried calling her number back, my hands shaking, but no one picked up. Then the phone rang again. I hesitated before answering, unsure if I wanted to hear that voice again. But curiosity won. "Hello?" Silence. Just as I was about to hang up, I heard the faintest whisper, as if from a distance, "I'm still here, in the house." My blood ran cold. The house was empty. I was alone. I looked around the room, then at the door. It was locked. No one else should be inside. A loud bang echoed from upstairs. My heart skipped a beat. I grabbed a flashlight and slowly crept up the stairs, my footsteps quiet but loud in the eerie silence. The house felt colder now, as though something was wrong. The air was thick with tension. I reached the top of the stairs and walked down the hallway. The door to my sister's old room was wide open, though I knew I had closed it the night she passed. I pushed the door open. The room was empty, but there, on the floor, was her old photo frame, tipped over, face down. I bent down to pick it up, and as I turned it over, the photo had changed. It wasn't her smiling anymore. The face in the photo was a shadow, and behind it, the faint outline of a figure stood. The phone buzzed again. "Turn around," the voice on the other end said, breathless. I spun around so quickly I almost fell, but there was no one. Then I heard it, the softest whisper, right behind me. Help me. Samantha found the old mirror at a garage sale, dusty, framed in gold, and oddly cheap. The seller claimed it was family heirloom and warned her it showed more than just your reflection. She laughed it off, thinking it was just a marketing gimmick. But that night, something was off. Every time she passed the mirror, she saw a shadowy figure standing behind her. No one else was in the room. The reflection wasn't quite right. Samantha tried to ignore it, but soon the figure began to move. Her reflection started to smile. She froze, staring as it mimicked her every movement but twisted it into something sinister. In a panic, she grabbed the mirror and threw it out the window. The next day, her phone buzzed. A notification. You have a new photo. The image was of her, standing in front of the shattered mirror. The shadow behind her was grinning. Evan's apartment was dead silent. Then he heard the softest of knocks, coming from the inside of his closet. At first, he ignored it. He had a long day. Maybe he was just hearing things. But the knock came again, louder. Evan stood up, heart pounding. His closet door was shut tight, but there was no denying the sound. The knock came once more, this time accompanied by a whisper. Evan, let me out. His mind raced. He hadn't heard anything before he moved in. The closet had no windows. He checked it every night. But now, Evan took a deep breath, trying to control his shaking hands. He grabbed the doorknob. Then, the voice again, clearer this time. Evan, you can't open this door. His body froze, too scared to turn the knob. The knocking stopped. The whispering stopped. Then, a whisper from behind him, right in his ear. But you just did.